Hello, another day, another posting on YouTube. Today's gonna be a bit of a tough one for me because it's actually an experience something I experienced earlier this morning. So this YouTube channel is dedicated to self-improvement in whatever avenue you'd like to improve your life, whether it's your addictions, whether it's your physical fitness, whether it's your relationships. I mean, as men, especially as young men, it is vital for you to try and find something in your life that you need to work on. And of course, for all young men, pretty much every field area in your life is somewhere you need to work on, right? But this morning I discovered something very disturbing in my own life. So I have two kids. I have a son who is 8 months and a little girl who is 4 months. Sorry, 4 years, not 4 months. The boy is 8 months old and the girl is 4 years old. So this morning I was taking my daughter to daycare. And I decided, usually we cycle to school, but today I decided, it was a beautiful morning, the sun was out, so I said, let's just walk away to school, to daycare rather. It's not a long walk, maybe 10-15 minutes. So we walk. And on the way there, she sees her friend and the mother cycling to the daycare, right? And we're pretty close to the daycare, maybe like 1 or 2 blocks away by this point. And my daughter starts, she wants to run after the girl. So I hold her hand, we start running together, it's all good, we're having a good time. And when we get to the school, to the daycare, she refuses to greet her friend because she notices her friend is wearing the same pair of shoes as she has. Okay, she's not wearing this. My daughter isn't wearing these shoes today, but she has the same pair at home. And she doesn't like that her friend has the same pair of shoes. So she starts throwing a fit. She starts getting really angry. And she's screaming and saying, why is she copying me? Why is she copying me? And the girl's mother said, no, she's not copying you. This is the only pair, the color they had at the shop. The friend's mother is trying to explain to my daughter why she doesn't have to get angry. And I tell her, hey, relax, it's fine. Even though she has the same pair of shoes as you, today you're wearing a different pair of shoes, so she wasn't doing this to spite you or anything. I'm trying to be very gentle with my daughter, but she's now, by this point, she's crying and she's so angry. And she starts throwing a tantrum, and I get angry. Tell her, hey, you have to stop crying. There's no need to cry, right? Stop crying. But she won't listen. It's a child. A child doesn't get angry. A child becomes anger. And she became anger. And in her heat, in this rage, she screams at me in front of everyone, go home. And I'm so furious, but I'm an adult. I have to be, at least she's decided to walk into the school, right? That's good enough. So I still just thank you and I'm sorry and I walk out. But I'm furious now. Not only am I angry at her disrespect, I'm also kind of embarrassed, right? And I'm walking back home just thinking like, she's such a naughty girl. This is not a new thing that I've witnessed in her, and I'm just thinking about how angry I am and what punishment I should give to her, And at some point I realize, why am I blaming the 4-year-old for being a 4-year-old? Truth be told, not all 4-year-olds behave this way. Yes, some 4-year-olds throw tantrums and others do not. Maybe my daughter falls in the category of kids who throw tantrums. But someone is definitely at fault. But I assure you, it's not that 4-year-old kid. The fault at the end of the day lies with me. Maybe not the bulk of it, but maybe not all the fault, but the bulk of it definitely lies with me. And I went back home and the thought was just eating away at my soul. Where did I go wrong with this girl? Where did I go wrong? Where did I fail to be a good father, a good parent? Where did I not show her the way? And it goes back to the idea of self-improvement. You don't want to start this journey when you're a married man with kids. I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do. It must be done at some point in your life anyway. But if you're a young man out there, you're in your teens, you're a young adult, in your early 20s, you're still single. This is the time to start walking that path. This is the time to get something to focus on, something that will set you apart from other people. Because that one thing, it's like I talked about this yesterday. You set your mind on something, act in a disciplined manner with one thing, and this discipline will seep into other areas of your life. So I find myself at 29 wondering why my kid is being so disrespectful. And the result, the solution, the answer that keeps coming to my mind over and over again is that it's me. It's because I failed to take this path more seriously when I was younger. Hey, I didn't even know about this path until I was around 24. When I was younger, we didn't have Jordan Peterson. We didn't have, David Goggins. We didn't have Joko Willink. We didn't have Hamza. We didn't have Wes Watson. We didn't have any of these guys, When I was younger, we only had Tony Robbins. And Tony Robbins, honestly, I found out about him seriously very recently. But he was the one guy who's always been around. But as a kid, you're not really interested in what people like Tony Robbins have to say, right? Maybe we needed someone our age, someone where I need a teenager, someone who was at least a few years older than me that I could listen to. But we didn't have those things when I was younger. We didn't have those people around. And if they were there, I didn't have access to them because I didn't have social media like you do today. But now you have those people, and you have those books, and you have those YouTube channels, and you have those Instagram pages. So I urge you, it doesn't have to be me. Go and find someone that is doing something that you admire and copy everything that they do. You don't want to be 30 and wondering where you went wrong. Start working on that project today. And it's the small things. Say, do 50 push-ups. Maybe your field of improvement is physical. Maybe another person it's mental. Another person's it's educational. It's financial. But you need to start working on something today. Don't always say I'm going to do it tomorrow. You have to start taking the smallest steps today. Do the bare minimum you can do today. Because if you don't, in a few years, you're going to be asking yourself, why didn't I start when I was told to start? Why didn't I start when I had time? Because now you have time. If you're young, if you're single, if you're still living with your parents, you're not worrying about rent, about food, about clothing, about a job. You need to be spending the time that you're not in school working on yourself. You need to stop going out partying. You have to stop going out to party on weekends. You have to stop doing that. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you must. It is a total waste of time. You're not networking, I promise you. You're lying to yourself. Most of you are not wise enough to realize what networking really means. Stop doing that. You're wasting your time. Number 2, you don't need a girlfriend right now. You do not need a girlfriend. You do not need a girlfriend right now. You're wasting your time. And you're wasting her time. And you think that she loves you right now while you're both 16? No. This is just a first attempt at a relationship. Probably your first too. It's interesting, it's fun. But she's going to mature a lot faster than you. She's going to realize that, hey, this dude has nothing for me. You have no job, you have no income. She's going to leave. You have nothing going for you right now. All the money you think you have, that's mom's and dad's money. You have nothing going for you. Number 3, stop playing video games. Stop playing video games. You're wasting your time. Read a book. Read a book. Hey, go to church. Read the Bible. Most of what we do that is called normal today is an absolute waste of time. And when you're 16, it seems quite fun. Most of these things seem quite fun. But when you're 25, 29, 30, 35, you're going to start crying. And as a man, no one will want to see you crying. If you're a female, if you're a woman, and you cry, people will worry, like, is she okay? How can I help you? what's going on, but you are a man and you cry, people are gonna walk away. No one wants to see you cry as a man. It is almost, just think about the last time you saw a man cry. And forget about the man crying, observe the people around the man crying. It's almost as though they're disgusted. It's almost as though they're repulsed by the sight of a man crying. So believe me, no one will ever want to see you cry. And no one will ever care about your tears. So you have to ensure that you're strong enough, disciplined enough, like you're a functioning, highly functional member of society. So that when you cry, you can afford to pay someone to ask you what's wrong. You can afford to pay someone to ask you what's going on, buddy, what's going on? I joke, but still, there's some seriousness to that. Start working on yourself today, right now. And like I've said, you don't have to do everything today. You don't have to do, a bench press PR today. You don't have to do the heaviest squat today. You don't have to write a book today. You don't have to make $1 million today. Do the bare minimum. Do a few push-ups. Meditate for 5 minutes. Read the Bible, Spend fewer hours on screen. Have a real conversation with a friend. Seek out people who are where you want to be. Do the very bare minimum. The rest will fall into place. But you have to work on this every day, just take one step a day for the next 10 years. One step a day for the next 10 years. Really, stop wasting time with everything else. Yeah. I hope you heed this message. I hope you're paying attention, because I started paying attention too late, and I'm seeing that now. Of course, you can say there's never too late, but sometimes, you see how failing to take action sooner affects other areas, other people in your life. It's never too late, but sometimes they... Yeah, well, pay attention. Start changing your life. Thank you.